Today, your life changes completely. That's in a short amount of time. This is something I've really wanted to share with you whenever I had the chance. Hello, this is TNL. Following up from the last video, today I'll break down the law of attraction and its detailed methods for turning imagination into reality. Out of the 4 methods I often talk about, I covered 3 in the last video: speaking out loud, writing by hand, and visualizing with imagination. I'll start by addressing the most common questions you've sent in, and then move on to the 4th method. The question I got the most was about visualizing with imagination. Many of you said that even when you imagine achieving your goal, you don't feel excited, proud, or any strong emotion. There are 3 reasons for this. First, it might not be something you truly want. You might think it's what you want, but as I mentioned in the last video, it's worth asking yourself, is this a desire that comes from within you? Or is it shaped by comparisons to your parents, family, or friends? Like thinking, I should at least achieve this much. If it's truly your own desire, imagining it coming true should genuinely make you feel happy and excited. Second, even if you believe visualization can help, you need to check whether you truly believe you can achieve it. For example, let's say you tell yourself, by 2027, I'll be a billionaire with 10 billion won in assets, living a life where I help lots of people, and you try to visualize it. But as you think it through, you might start wondering, how am I supposed to make 10 billion in just 5 years? You might doubt if it's even realistic. Maybe even think that winning the lottery multiple times would be the only way, and earning it through investments feels out of reach. Deep down, there's already a thought like, this probably won't happen. When you imagine something you don't believe will come true, of course it doesn't feel exciting or uplifting. Why? Because thinking it won't happen is the same as saying, this isn't going to happen to me. You're basically imagining something disconnected from yourself. It'd be odd to feel thrilled imagining someone else's life, right? You have to believe in yourself first. If you can genuinely believe that 10 billion is within your reach, then use that belief to fuel your visualization and apply the law of attraction. Or set a goal you can actually believe in, like 3 billion, if that feels more doable for you. That said, I've always recommended aiming for unrealistic goals. But unrealistic depends on the person. For some, 3 billion might feel realistic, while for others, it's a stretch. Take a moment to reflect on this for yourself. Still, I'd encourage you to keep in mind that your long-term or ultimate life goals should feel a little out of reach. The 3rd reason has to do with the size of your goal. Simply put, if your current goal feels achievable, imagining it coming true won't spark excitement. If it seems doable, you might not feel a pressing need to apply the law of attraction with real intensity. Plus, goals that feel within reach tend to be smaller in scale. For example, I'll lose 20 kilograms by June 2025. Might seem unrealistic to one person, but another might think, that's too big. Let's make it 7 kilograms by June 2025, which feels more manageable. Sure, losing 7 kilograms isn't easy, but it's more than 3 times less than 20 kilograms. And if you think you can lose 7 kilograms without desperately needing to visualize, it's natural not to feel thrilled imagining it. The feeling of imagining a transformed self after losing 20 kilograms is worlds apart from picturing a 7-kilogram loss. The 4th method for turning imagination into reality is practicing gratitude. A lot of you asked, what should I be grateful for? There are 2 main things to focus on. First, be grateful for the moment when you achieve your goal. Second, be grateful for the things you currently take for granted, the stuff you might not even notice. Successful authors often stress how vital gratitude is. If someone asked me to sum up the secret in one sentence, I'd say imagination and gratitude. A lot of people overlook gratitude compared to speaking out loud, writing by hand, or visualizing. But it's a key part of practicing the law of attraction. Here's why, in 3 points. First, it's about making yourself feel good. As I keep saying, the most important thing in attracting what you want is staying in a positive mood. Feeling good means you're filled with positive energy, and in that state, speaking out loud, writing by hand, and visualizing all work so much better. The law of attraction is like a mirror. If you radiate positive energy, you draw it back to you. Why does gratitude feel good? It comes from recognizing kindness, help, thoughtfulness, words, or gifts, tangible or not, that you've received from someone or something. That feeling leaves you fulfilled and supported, so it helps you maintain that positive energy. The second reason for gratitude is for your current self. I see time as a fourth dimension, not just 3, like coordinates in space. So, when you achieve your goal in the future, that future version of you is already living well right now, in a sense. That future self pulls your present self forward, and your present self pulls that future self closer too. Most people don't think this way though. That's why the methods I've talked about, speaking, writing, visualizing, are all aimed at reaching your future goals. But if you feel like you're just hanging in there, staying positive gets tough, even with optimistic thoughts. Enduring hardship or outside pressure only goes so far. There's a limit to how long you can keep that up. If you practice gratitude every day, you start noticing what you already have, and you feel thankful for the future you who'll achieve your goals. Instead of seeing current struggles as something to endure, you can reframe them as an exciting journey. When you believe your desired outcome is already real at some future point, each day's progress starts to feel thrilling and something to look forward to. The third reason for gratitude is to make the best choices. When gratitude becomes a habit, I've noticed people get calmer and less rushed. From my own experience, even my wife says my personality has changed a lot. I've become more peaceful and relaxed. That calm lets you avoid rushing decisions, and as a result, you can make the best choices in life. We make tons of choices every day. What to wear in the morning, which shoes to put on, whether to take the bus or the subway, all decisions. But when you rush, mistakes creep in. It's like guessing on a test when time's almost up. Haste leads to sloppy choices and less than great outcomes. Your life is the sum of all those choices. If you don't pick the best option each time, those suboptimal decisions pile up and shape your future. But if you stay calm and keep making good calls, the results in a few months, years, or even decades will be totally different. So far, following the last video, I've covered all 4 detailed methods for manifesting imagination through the law of attraction. I've been practicing speaking out loud 100 times a day without missing a single day for years, and I did it again today. I also did the 100 times over 100 days writing practice last year, and visualizing before bed while putting my kid to sleep or in the shower has become something I do whenever I get a spare moment, and I'm still at it. Gratitude's a habit now too. I do it before bed and when I wake up every day. As I mentioned last time, there are other effective methods beyond these 4. For the record, I'm currently using all the methods I'm about to share with you. In other words, I'm a total maximalist when it comes to the law of attraction. I use about 10 methods daily, and since they're habits now, it's not overwhelming or tough at all. The only reason I can do this is because I quit my job and don't have those time constraints anymore. Through years of personal experience, I've managed to strongly attract my goals by turning almost every method I believe in into a habit. Everything came together way faster than I ever expected, whether it was investing, quitting my job, or even now. I really want to drive this point home. Some people see the law of attraction as a long-term life goal, but for me, a lot of things materialized in just a few months or within a year. When you pull hard, it happens fast. That's what I've been dying to tell you whenever I got the chance. Among the extra methods I'll share next, I'm sure some will click with you. Ones where you'll think, I can try this right now, or I've got to give this a shot. If you start practicing those, you'll feel the shift in yourself, your energy, and your circumstances. First up, a method strongly recommended by Masanori Kanda: writing your goals in a notebook. The number of goals doesn't matter. According to Masanori Kanda, one successful American entrepreneur wrote 6,000 goals in a notebook. Kanda himself wrote 128. I've personally written 29 goals in what I call my Keymaster note, a name I made up inspired by the Keymaster from The Matrix Reloaded, symbolizing a key to the core system. In that notebook, write your biggest goals, related sub-goals, and even unrelated ones as they pop into your head. One of Kanda's 128 goals led to a prime minister calling him to say how much they loved his book. Hearing that, you get a sense of how to write your goals, right? The key is to read that notebook first thing in the morning and right before bed. Silent reading is fine. If you can, carry it with you in your bag all the time. By reading it before sleep and when you wake up and keeping it close, the idea that I'm carrying my goals with me sinks into your subconscious over and over. I started this method this year after reading Masanori Kanda's book. I write mine straight into the GoodNotes app on my iPad with an Apple Pencil. I don't type it. I don't recommend typing. Writing by hand makes it feel more like a paper notebook, easy to read before bed and when I wake up. This summer, after writing my 29 goals and reading them morning and night, 2 have already come true, and one's almost there. Kanda himself said that just reading goals written on paper led to things working out. A few years ago, I was in the same spot as you. While preparing this video, I realized I've got a ton to share. I plan to wrap up this Law of Attraction breakdown series today, but there's too much to say, so I might need to keep going in the next video. In the next one, I'll introduce 5 more detailed methods for manifesting imagination through the Law of Attraction, and if it doesn't run too long, I'll throw in some legendary success stories too. One last thing I want to leave you with. The methods I've shared and the Law of Attraction I started talking about last week have been common knowledge among successful people for centuries. But the reason so many still wonder, does this really work? Is that those successful folks didn't need to explain it. They valued time over money and just applied it without much fuss. So here I am, with plenty of time on my hands, sharing this with you like we're chatting at a neighborhood convenience store. If this required spending 30,000 won a day, investing 4 hours daily, or running 5 kilometers non-stop every day, it'd be tough. But this method costs nothing, doesn't take your time or energy, carries no risk, and doesn't harm anyone. There's really no reason not to try it. Think about it. Thank you. This has been TNL. Today, your life changes completely.